Hello, America. Welcome to the Heavy Montae's comedy show and my podcast. Tonight, we're going to continue talking about race, America. Now, I want to tell everybody, I said something that was very controversial, but I find it was not. Many people told me that I was correct when I said there were no white people and no one could identify anybody who's the color of my hat. So, Heavy Monte, that's me. I did a little bit of studying on my own. And I said yesterday that it was not about white, it was about light. You understand? Light means that, I'm a black man, but my skin color is a little lighter than some other black people. You understand? And when Teddy Pendergrass was famous, I couldn't get a girlfriend. You understand? I even had black women walk up to me and told me, they told me, you're light and you're ugly. You know what I'm saying? So I said, damn. You see what I'm saying? So it was about being light. You see what I'm trying to say? So, but these light people, all right, that say they are white people, are saying that they are superior. They didn't have to go through what I went through, being a black man. And beautiful black women are telling me, we ain't talking to you because you're not Teddy Pendergrass. So, America, I say this to let you know that racism affects everybody, not just you. So we have to do something about it. First thing we have to do is never, ever vote for a Republican because the Republicans play the race card. And they also play the red states. These red states get played all the time. Now, you live in a red state. Nobody in that red state may have had any kind of connection to the Confederate flag, no kind of connection to the statues that they put up, Robert E. Lee and all these people. I'm from Charleston, South Carolina. I was born in the heart of the Confederacy. And every time I went down to the Battery, I had to endure these statues. You see what I'm saying? Matter of fact, in South Carolina, when I was a child, every school, black school and white school, had to sing the South Carolina state song. That's right. I I knew all the words to Dixie America. But I say to you, that's how ridiculous it is for America to be still playing this race card. So, so none of these people in South Carolina, they came from Germany, Ireland, Italy, all these places. They might live in South Carolina, but all of a sudden they say we cannot take down the statues, because of state rights. State rights to own a human being. State rights to rape any woman they want, including children. State rights to torture people and call them slaves. That's why we want to put those symbols up. But black people today, we say, hey, we don't give a damn. You don't see no black people out there taking and marching against it. You know why? Because it shows who you are, light people. Okay? I can't say you're white because you're not white. It says who you are, light people. You are racist. Because only a racist would grab hold to a history that is not part of their lives. You see, America? And this goes to the maggots, who cannot have any sympathy for the descendants of slaves. You know, pick yourself up, go out, you're DEI. You're taking something away from us, the light people. But everything has changed now because minorities were not equal at the time. They didn't have the rights, but minorities have rights now. Minorities can spend their money wherever they want. And they say that black people spend more money than any other race of people. But I like to look good, I'm a black man. I've been black a long time in America. I like to look good, by the best. You see what I'm saying? And the minorities are taking advantage of America. But now the Republican Party, they are saying that this Constitution is can be used, okay, and the Supreme Court approved it to give the president all the power in the world. That the president can do just about any damn thing he wants in America and be immune. So now I'm going to give you a formula. On the right, you have evil. You see what they have done when we have given them power. We give power to a sick lunatic, okay, convict, and the Republican Party has taken this country and sent us into turmoil every day, financially, in every way you can say. So if you give that same power to the Democratic Party, and the Democratic Party, don't be cowards. And I am one of the few podcasters that say that the Democratic Party is the one. You know, I hear Joe Scarborough. He comes on in the morning and he says the Democratic Party got low rating. People hate the Democratic Party. You can't do a damn survey on a party that is not in control. Because when Joe Biden was in control, we didn't have these problems that we have right now in America, you see. And I tell everybody, all you have to say to a Republican is that what is happening? You can follow up with a video. You can show what Trump is doing. You can see the people being laid off. If any American right now that's watching what Donald Trump is doing, approve of what Donald Trump is doing, that person is a lunatic. He has been magnetized and brainwashed to hate his country. But getting back to this race, America, it is time for everybody, especially the Republican Party, to stop playing the race card, because the race card ain't going to get you nowhere, you see. The race card is not going to get the Republican Party anyway, because nobody gives a damn, except those people in, some of the red states, Nobody gives a damn about, who's marrying who and who's doing this or who's doing that, except those stupid people that we elect in Washington, especially the Republican Party. We need to vote those guys out because they are racist. You see what I'm saying? They don't see us as the rainbow. They don't see Americans as one people. They don't see America as rights for all. Okay, America. Let me say it again. They don't see that we all have rights to worship how we please, to be who we want to be, to love who we want to love, as long as we are not breaking the law and hurting anybody. So why are the Republican Party trying to make laws against the American people to regulate women's body, to tell people who to sleep with? Huh? They're in our bedrooms, America. They have invaded our life and taken away our security. So it is time for you, maggots, to realize that you have been had by a criminal party led by a convict. You see what I'm saying? So to continue, America, no matter who you are, supporting someone like Donald Trump, you have to be a racist. You have to be a misogynist. You cannot believe in God. You are the enemy of God, the enemy of the state, brainwashed by a maggot Republican Party and a maggot propaganda network, Fox News. So I say to everybody here to America, right now, Heavy Montae is going to make a statement. Love everybody. Love your country. You understand? Don't allow the maggots to separate you from a black person, a white person. And when I see people of different color, I go out of my damn way to be nice to them. Because I know what they think. You know what I'm saying? If I see an Asian person, I go, hi, how are you doing? Huh? Because they might be afraid that Donald Trump might do something to them. If I see a Jewish person, if I see an American Indian, which I have in my family, I always go out of my way to say, hey, I know what you've been through, huh? But you don't hear that from people who have had all the privileges because they say they are like people. And what's so ironic that most of them suffer, you know. They suffer in Appalachia, you know what I'm saying? They suffer in the hills of Kentucky. There are poor people of all races in America and all colors. Huh? So should we exploit these people in America? Should we talk about them? Huh? No. We should support all of our people, regardless of what color they are, regardless of what sex they are, regardless of anything they are. They have the choice to live the way they want to live. And when you give those people that right, they will defend your country and die for your flag. You see? Have a great day, America, and don't forget to subscribe to the Heavy Montae YouTube channel.